Hi there. I'm going to start or to talk today about one variation of Queen Gambit declined. Queen's Gambit declined. And which should be winning for white. And if black fill it, he will lose dramatically. So let's not waste time and just start. d4, d5, c4, Queen's Gambit, e6 declined, Queen's Gambit declined, and knight c3, knight f6. Here we should take. Usually we'll take with pawn to open the diagonal for developing his light squared bishop. Right? Because usually the disadvantage of the e6 move is it blocks the light squared bishop for black. So with this way, he's having like the option to develop his light squared bishop. Nevertheless, we go bishop g5 for two reasons. First, to put a pressure on d5 because now the knight is pinned and we threaten to win a pawn or damage the black pawn structure. For example, if he plays a6, then we just take. If he takes with queen, we take free pawn, and for example, he comes here to c6, then we have a lot of options, and all of them are good, or most of them are good. And here black lost a pawn for no clear reason. The other option is like if we take, he takes with the pawn, and now the king side is exposed, pawn structure is damaged, double pawn, and the situation looks awful. So here usually our variation begins if black responds with c6. Then we go queen c2 to prevent the light squared bishop from developing to this point. Now black plays knight e6, knight a6. This is like a maneuver. He threatens to come to b4 to kick the queen away from this diagonal. So usually white responds with a3 to prevent it, and then black goes with knight to c7, and his game is good. What we are going to do here is we are not going to play a3. Why? Because there is a nice trick or nice variation which we are going to explain right now. Here we continue our normal development with e3. Now we know why we go early with bishop g5, not to block our bishop with e3 later on. Here we gained a tempo, or yes, we gained a tempo because we threatened to take the black knight and there take the pawn on d5. So having played this, black goes usually for knight b4 to kick this one away. Usually we go like this, and black comes here, and then we come with this rook to to prevent black from coming here. But here this position is very good for black, as he has developed his light squared bishop, which is supposed to be his bad bishop on this variation or this pawn structure. And his next move is like a5, and when we kick with a3, kick the knight back with a3, knight a6, everything is fine for black. Good development, good pawn structure, everything is good, while white doesn't have this, you know, very special advantage. And if he develops his bishop to d3, black takes immediately, getting rid of his bad bishop for white's active bishop, because as you know, when the pawns are on black or on the dark squared, so the light squared bishop is the active bishop. So, but we are not going to play this. Now, the magic move, or we are on this move, we are going to stay with queen on b1 to keep guarding this square and therefore preventing the light squared bishop from developing to this point. Here, the move that's usual for black, or that's which is most common, because otherwise I'm going to kick the knight with a3 away, is g6, with the idea of coming with the bishop here and then with the knight on c2 as the previous one, but here it has to be protected by pawn because the queen is guarding this square. Now here what I'm going to do is like queen d1, and this should be the magic move. So black proceeds with bishop f5 to put a pressure on c2, and white goes rook c1, and everything is good. So in order to make use of this move, because our next move is a3, of course, black goes a5, and here where we start, here is where the trap or the advantage for white. We go a3 and black goes knight a6, and now we go with queen to b3, attacking this weak pawn. Now this move is very strong, and this pawn cannot be protected easily. For example, usually the normal way, he cannot protect with the queen because the knight is going to be loose and we take the knight for free. And if he protects, for example, with queen e7, we still take, and he has to take, and the queen and the pawn falls, and therefore black is destroyed. So the normal move is like rook b8, and here we win a piece. Take 3 minutes, stop the video, take 3 minutes, try to find it yourself. It's easy, I'm sure you are going to find it. So I'll go on. Bishop takes, queen takes, and then we take the knight on a6 because the pawn is pinned. He cannot take with the pawn because we will win the rook. So black lost a piece and white should be winning easily. The other option is like if you protect like rook a7, then we go, then sorry, my god, then we go, we take the knight and queen has to take, and then we go queen b6. Queen b6, he has to go back, and then this pawn falls and the whole structure of black falls again. He loses a piece and he's destroyed, in short. So the only move to protect this pawn without losing anything is to go back with the bishop to c8. And this is the main point of this variation. You delayed black's development a lot and you gained a very nice position. Now you can develop to bishop to d3 and then knight to e2 or f3, depends on you, what your plan is, and you have a very nice position and you gained a lot of tempos. Okay, that was our variation for today. I hope you enjoyed it and you find it useful, and hope to see you again on other variations. If you like the video, please subscribe and like to support us, and thank you very much.